won't you come with me and I'll get this land. Please take my hand. That's right. I don't know nothing about this. This is that part right here. Mark, you gonna come play the drums behind me?
Yep.
That's what's up.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
What you know about it?
How's it going?
Woo! We're just living fresh, baby.
Nice.
It's mainly fueled by psilocybin.
Oh, there you go.
Mark knows.
I like psilocybin.
Mark knows.
It's about something or another in there.
Ah, he a lie. He a bold face lie in front of you.
Something about this, that, and the other thing.
Oh, see. He know. And he will lie to you, bold face in your lie face. Woo! There my man is right there.
Oh, man. I'm excited now.
Why you excited?
So, next weekend, just me and my friend Josh are going to go out to his dad's property. He's got a lot of land, and we're going to start figuring out what we're, doing to, we're going to learn to live off the land and see what we can do.
So explain for the people one time about how you're gonna do it in layers, because I like the way you said we're gonna go from not knowing shit about being in the forest.
Yeah, we don't know shit
and
about
then we're gonna build our ways up. How you guys gonna do that?
So the first thing is fire. We gotta learn to build fire. So
right.
One thing you can do is you put water in like a Ziploc bag and use it as a magnifying glass to start a fire that way.
I had heard about that.
Yeah, and learn that. Learn how to do a friction fire. Learn how to basically make a fire in multiple ways so we can always reliably.
I saw the friction fire thing on Outcast, and
Yeah.
he had discovered that he needed a little bit of air in there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been looking at the logistics of all different types of ways. I love logistics.
Logistics.
So whenever you out there, how far from civilization are you planning to go?
Well, the first few times we're just going to be like probably 100 yards from his dad's house. But his dad's got like some land out in the woods. We're just going to go live off his dad's land and like.
And that'll be
build a
similar
fire,
to the land that you planning to like rough it on.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
And so over time we'll get further and further away from civilization. We'll take everything that we need with us, but the goal is to use less and less of what we have provided.
Well, you do realize that one of the most scariest places to get lost is the Appalachian Mountains, and you ain't far.
Yep. Yeah, that's probably going to be one of the places we go to in a couple years. Like once we get our bearings, we know we can make a fire, know we can make a shelter. That's the second thing, is making a shelter. We're going to have to learn how to take the trees, build a little shelter, build a fire in the shelter, all that shit. All that good
And
shit.
that's phase 2?
That's phase 2, is building a shelter.
Okay. And then finally you're going to go like 50 miles from civilization out in the Kodiak or some shit during the wintertime.
Well, if we get good enough at it, we were talking like, what if we
keep going up the level.
Yeah, go to harder places, go way up in the mountains where it's real cold, fucking see if we can survive there. Then maybe go to the dead desert or whatever in Arizona that's fucking hot as shit. See if we can survive in the fucking middle of the hot ass desert where like the ground's turned to fucking glass because it's so fucking hot.
I believe you're talking about the Valley of Death in California.
Oh, yeah. Imagine like that. That would be a good goal.
A lot of people's died out there, so that's a good goal.
That's a good goal. Survive the valley of
It's either way up in the Kodiak where you freeze to death, or down in the Valley of Death where you die from high heat.
We've been watching a bunch of fucking me and him both watching like survival TV shows and stuff. People surviving in the woods, and so much you can learn, man. There's so many fucking different things you gotta learn to live out in the fucking woods. And the other thing is gonna be we're gonna go out there. We'll have our food. We'll have a couple bags of hot dogs, but then we're gonna be let's see if we can shoot something, shoot a fucking possum, skin it.
And what are you gonna call the website whenever y'all do the
website? Ain't no
you gonna do the website, or you gonna have what you gonna YouTube it? What you gonna do?
Nah,
you
man.
You gonna do Patreon? Oh wait, you gonna do fan base? I heard fan base is gonna be good. That's for the people.
Nah, we're just gonna fucking learn to live on our own. We don't gotta fucking put it out on Facebook and TikTok and all that shit.
Okay, well, I don't know how he's gonna make money to fund all his adventures, but it's just the same because this is the secret that we've got for you. My man got to tell you about the time that he saw Sasquatch pee on a tree. Well, he didn't see him, but he heard him pee on a tree. And this is one of the most unique stories I ever heard about Sasquatch.
My dad's a big Sasquatch researcher, is what we'll call him.
Already.
Big Sasquatch researcher. And we've every single camping trip that we went on in the last 10 years has been centered around trying to find out more about Sasquatch. So we one thing that we learned that a lot of people at the time didn't know about is markers. So what Sasquatch will do is they'll make an X,
right,
and put a stick through the X to point at something, right? Mm-hmm. And we've found several of those, and a lot of times the trees that they make the X out of will be a tree that's not. We look around at the same species of tree, and it's not around.
And what I would like to point out is a survivor man that saw the same thing and documented the same thing on his television show, looking for the Sasquatch.
But yeah, they put these X's, and one of the sticks that they use will be a tree that's not within 100 meters of it.
Right.
And it's something had to drag this, stick it in the ground, and make a marker. And a lot of times they'll be pointing at either trails that people walk on, or they'll be pointing at deer stands. We found one that was really interesting. It was pointed right at a deer stand. As soon as you pass it and go through a clearing about 20 feet up, you can see your deer stand right there. But as long as you stayed behind the X, the deer stand would never see you.
So do you think that the Sasquatch has caught on to y'all's little figuring it out of their the ways they're saying they're going to do things, and then you start walking off the path and they start getting pissed off? What's going on with that?
Oh, yeah. They definitely don't like people going in their territory. They get territorial. We went camping about, it was 10 miles away from the nearest road, way out in the fucking boonies, camping out there. And that's when me and my dad had that first experience where I was up all night, I just couldn't go to sleep.
Yeah, woke up about around 3 o'clock in the morning.
It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I remember it was 3 o'clock in the morning. I looked at my phone, and I was terrified. I woke up and I was terrified, and I didn't know why I was terrified. And, about 10 minutes passed of me just listening to everything around me. Something took a stream, a fucking hot dog stream of fucking piss just hitting the tree, just
like a
fire hose, like a fucking fire hose,
stallion,
and it went on for a minute, a solid fucking minute of something pissing against the tree.
So it was
biggest
like
fucking stream.
It was like a garden
ever heard.
A garden hose,
garden
with no
hose,
end on it, just hitting the tree,
just fucking blasting the tree away, man. And I was petrified.
And so
petrified,
so
man.
You were just pretty much frozen.
Yeah, frozen. I woke up in the morning. I looked around the tents that we set up and the awnings and everything we set. None of them were holding water or anything. So it couldn't have been something that let off water. It was just something in the middle of the night came up that close to us. I was pissing on a fucking tree
fucking crazy.
Like a fucking horse. Yeah.
Right.
So me and my sister left, and then my dad stayed for another night or two. And then the very fucking next night, he woke up in the middle of the night 3 times, did wood knocks. That's what we do, is wood knocks. We knock on trees with a baseball bat.
Right.
and sometimes you'll hear a response, and that usually means that there's a Sasquatch around.
And they're like, you need to leave, basically.
But we've already been bulling around for the whole fucking weekend.
Right.
We were there for like 3 days before me and my
So
sister
they might
left.
have knocked back a little bit more aggressive than usual.
I'm fucking pissed off.
Those
And
man.
so my dad woke up the next morning, and there was 3 rocks about this big right next to his tent, placed around his tent.
So like around 3 or 4 pounds each, right?
Yeah, big rocks, about, big ass rocks, like bigger than your
And
hand.
how far away from civilization were you again?
At least 10 miles. It's probably 15 miles away from the nearest, like, main
And
county
can you
road.
tell us whereabouts you were?
It was in northern Georgia.
So up in Appalachian somewhere, just
Yeah.
off the beaten path.
Yep, exactly.
Wow.
And we were just, camping, had our tents. We had a, campfire. We had some shit to cook food.
Now, have you guys
Other than that,
been
we
out
didn't have
since
nothing.
then?
It's been a while. My dad doesn't go out to Sasquatch as much because, he's drunk, and he
You feel that
he's-
low vibrational level might not be good to be
Well, he
around because they probably eat him.
yeah, he
Is
just
that what it was?
he just doesn't go out as much.
He
anymore.
thinks he might eat him if he gets low vibrational around Sasquatch.
But anyways, we were there the whole fucking weekend, and we knew what was around our campsite. Something came up and put those rocks around his fucking tent to let him know. And that's, I don't know what they were trying to let him know. I can't say that, but they were letting him know something.
Well, you heard the P, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's scary.
Aggressive.
enough.
That's aggressive. Yeah, it's very aggressive.
I mean, like he's letting you know, it's like you're
letting
in
you know,
my
like-
fucking spot, bro. And
Yeah.
this is my big dick, and this is how I pee.
Yep.
With it. On the tree.
Big dick Sasquatch.
What's your name again, man?
Logan.
Logan. You heard it here first, man. You know what I'm saying? Time on a tiny mic.